Wouldn't that something, huh? You ever just walk in, Wesley, just walk in real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Sit down for about 20 minutes, and then get up and leave and you're done. Wouldn't that be an amazing thing to be able to be? Well, unfortunately, that's not the way it is. So that means we have to put in a fight, right?
Yes.
You got to understand this. Every day of your lives is a fight. Every single day. You guys can't take a break. You can't. You got to fight when you need to. And then do this. Listen. Stop waiting for me. Stop waiting for me to fight. Okay? You got to do some things on your own. Mr. Smarty Pants this morning. I said, if you walk over anything, if you touch anything or kick it, you've fallen. He stands there and goes, kicking the bag over and over again. That's all right. But again, I left these things on the floor on purpose so that we can give you an opportunity to see how the world it treats you. When you go out, the world doesn't move things out of your way for you, right? They keep those obstacles there. They don't say, if you go to Safeway or the Target, they don't get on a loudspeaker and say, hey, Wesley's here, let's put everything up so that he doesn't fall. They don't care, okay? So they keep everything the way it is, and you have to deal with that and walk around it, walk over it, and walk whatever you have to do to get by it. So that's what you have to do in life. Well, that's every single day. And do you know the worst place for you guys to be is home?
Probably home, yeah.
Is home. You know, why do you think that, Tom? Why do you think home? You said probably home. You were the first one to yell out. Why do you think that?
Well, because you think everything's out of the way and you think you know it.
Yep. It is the most comfortable zone you can be in.
Yep.
And because you're in the most comfortable spot,
You
figure
relax.
you know everything.
Yep.
You don't focus on anything. You just walk through.
Yep.
You know? And, you know, it's funny because you guys all know I'm spiritual. And I talk about, I used to travel and talk about God and speaking to people about it. And I had somebody approach me. They're having a problem right now with church. And they're not liking the way church is going for them. So they're thinking about leaving their church. Well, wouldn't it be beautiful if you didn't like Parkinson's and that you just said, I could just leave it because I don't like it anymore? Well, see, that person has an option. And I talked with them about it. And I talked about it this morning, today on the radio. I'm on from 1 to 3, so if you guys get a chance, little plug there. 1 to 3, 90.1. I talk about that, the option with that, leaving the church. Everybody's gone through, if you go to church, you've walked through that before. And there's an old story where the lady says, she comes into the church and she says, hey, pastor, you know what, I'm thinking about leaving the church. I just don't like being here. And the pastor says, well, if I can ask you a question, well, why? What's wrong? And she says, well, I'm watching during the service, everybody's on their cell phones, they're gossiping all the time, and they're just not living right. I think they're hypocrites. And the pastor got quiet for a minute, he looked at her and he says, before you make that final decision, can you do me a favor? And she said, sure, what is it? She says, I want to give you a glass of water, I'm going to fill it up to the top. And I want you to take this glass of water, I want you to walk around the church 2 times, but don't let it fall. She says, this is simple, I could do that. He gets a glass of water, she walks around the church for 2 times. Not to let it fall, she's making sure it doesn't fall. Comes back to the pastor, she says, Pastor, I did that. I was able to do it, no big problem. What's the big deal? I walked around the church with a glass full of water and it didn't fall. What's the big deal? He says, well, can I ask you a couple of questions? She said, yeah. He says, well, did you see anybody on their cell phone? Did you hear anybody or see anybody gossiping? Did you see anybody living wrong? She says, well, no, I didn't see that, Father, because I was so focused on not letting the glass fall.
Yeah.
And he said, that's my point. So what do you mean? She says, well, when you come to church, if your focus was on God, you wouldn't see the people on their cell phones. You wouldn't hear the gossiping, and you wouldn't see who was living wrong. Because Jesus said to follow me. He didn't say follow Christians. And I'm telling you that story because you have the same position. You have a chance to fight against Parkinson's, your own fight. But if you focus on Mary's fight, or if you focus on Nick and Matt's fight, you'll never fight your fight. Because you're too busy looking at their fight. When you need to be worried about Wesley's fight. Your fight is not her fight. It's 2 totally different fights, but has the same thing in common. But the fight is totally different. Because you're not fighting from the same place she's fighting, nor is she fighting from the same place you're fighting. And the beauty about everything and what we do, if you don't fight hard enough or tough enough, you can end up fighting in the same fight they're fighting. Just as if you fight hard enough and you fight hard enough, you can end up in the same position he's fighting. It's just a matter of what you put into the fight. But if you focus on everybody else's fight, as corner people, if you focus on everybody else's fight and not focus on their fight, then you're missing the boat. Sure, I'm not saying disregard the other fighters. I'm saying, but at the end of the day, when we're done with this, if your drive home is focused on somebody else and not Nick and Matt and doing what you can do outside of Tuesdays and Thursdays, then you're missing the boat on what we're trying to do. Okay? If Troya doesn't focus on himself on a regular basis, here. Now you can look around and be motivated by, and excuse me for this, I'm not picking on the four in a chair or whatever you want to say, but if it was me, this would be my fight. If I was you, this would be my fight. I'm going to fight so hard that I don't end up like Mary, I don't end up like Nick, I don't end up like Marge, and I don't end up like Matt. Not saying they're in a bad position. What I'm saying is, when I say I don't want to end up like them, I don't want to end up in a chair. Okay? At the same time, your fight is, I'm going to fight hard enough, you fight with them, I'm going to fight hard enough to continue to get them up out of that chair. They may never walk on their own, but if they walk with you, there's the beauty right there. What about the love connection right there? That you're taking them down the hall in your house. And Matt, you're next. Get ready. Okay, you got Nick going down the hall at home. Okay? And you walk him down the hall, you walk him back down to this chair, you sit him down, you get Matt up, and you walk him down the hall, and you walk him down thing. But if you say to yourself, the only time we're going to do that is when we come to Tuesdays and Thursdays, then the point that you're making is an okay point, but it can be so much better if you did it on your own. Because there will come a day, as last week showed, Coach may not be here. For good or bad, for better or for worse. Those things. Not coming down on anybody, I'm giving you advice, okay? The advice is, on your own, you guys have to do something. On your own, Marge. They get mad at you at Vienna, so what? Yeah. That's right. They can get mad. Give them something to be mad about. Get up off your rusty dusty, that's your butt. Get up off of it and walk around. And let them go, darn it, that Marge is up again. I'd rather hear them say Marge is up again than to say, oh, Marge never gets up. She just sits in her chair all day and she doesn't do anything. So you got to do that on your own. Mary and Daryl, same thing. Every now and then, you got to get up, tired as you may be, knee might be bothering you, whatever it is, but it's your fight. And you got to get up every day and walk to something. Either he's holding you, or you got a walker, a cane, whatever it may be. You got to try. And that's because I don't doubt for one bit what I'm telling you, you've already been doing. Now what I challenge you to do that you've already been doing is to pick it up. Pick it up. Challenge yourself. Same thing. Challenge yourself. Okay? This is not going to be easy. This is not like no miracle drink. Okay? If it was a miracle drink, you all would have had. I would have given it to you a long time ago. You wouldn't even be having this session. We would all be out bowling or doing something, you know. But it's not that way. It's not that easy. So when you came in today, I saw the beautiful side of that you joked. Okay? If you're able to have this disease and kid around, you're winning. Okay? If you have this disease and you're smiling, you're winning. Nick, you won a long time ago. All the smiles you do, you won a long time ago. Continue to smile. If you continue to do these things, you're winning the game. But if you get depressed, get down, get all worries me, Parkinson's doesn't care. That's what it wants you to be. Parkinson's wants you. That's why one of the things it takes is a facial expression, to where you look like you're never happy. You look like you're mad about something. You look like there's just no tomorrow. You're just sitting there and you're just angry. And the corner person would say, I'll say, what's wrong with him? Oh, nothing. He's happy. Somebody needs to tell his face, that he's happy. But You, in the last 3 classes, have been smiling. For some reason, I don't know, I'm not saying it's me, I'm not saying it's anybody else, but for whatever it is, you keep doing it, okay? You can have this disease and have a smile on your face, okay? Because as long as you're, right now, looking at me, able to see me, able to breathe, and your heart's beating, you're winning. You're winning. You're not laid up in a bed with tubes all down you, on a monitor, watching your life beep away. You're not there. Mary, you're not there. You're up and about. You're moving around. You're taking off, going off doing things. You got an art show coming up this week, which we're looking forward to. All you guys got to go by and check it out. They got all the information up on the board over there. Go see it. That's getting your life back. You want to do her a favor? You want to do her a favor? Go to her art show. You want to increase her life? You want to make her happy? Want to encourage her? You want to be a part of all that? Go to the art show, because then you're giving her life back, and you're a part of it. All of you guys are a part of it. Okay? I plan on going. My wife plans on going. We're going to the art show. Okay? That's because that tells me that I get to see you doing something out of this element. I don't want to see you like this all the time. I get a sense to see you in a place where that's your element. Remember I told you guys about Ali, right? How when he looked in the ring, all they saw him lighten up. He was this bright, well, didn't look like the same guy, because he was in his element. I know when you sit down and you do your cards and everything, and Daryl sits and does his art, you guys are in a whole different world. And I'm going to see that. I want to see that, so that I can see you outside of hitting bags, outside of, I don't really want to be here today. My meds haven't kicked in yet, or they kicked in and I'm ready to go to sleep, or whatever it may be, but I got to hit this bag, I got to do this, do that. I walk in today and I see all these cards on the floor. What is he doing? I see this in the way. What is he doing? I don't want to do that. I want to see in a different element. So whatever it is you like to do, you let us know about it. If it's something that we can come watch you do, whatever it is, let's do it. A couple of people, Ed and somebody else has horses. Horses. Love to come over to where you guys are and pet the horses and see the horses. I would love to be able to say, hey, Georgia, can we do a trip? Can I get all the level 4s to come over to your spot and look at the horses? That's therapy. That's out of the element. I bet these two would light up if they saw some horses, if they were able to pet some horses. Okay? I think they would. I would. I think they would. It would be a fun thing to do. And it wouldn't be here. It would be outside in the elements. It wouldn't be behind the closed doors. It'd be a fun time. Okay? As I step over to you, you continue to encourage people the way you are. It is changing your life. From what I was told to put it this way, from what I was told, I find it hard to believe. Okay? And you know who you are, and you know what roads you stepped in and where you stepped at. But where the person I see, the Tom I see, is so caring, is so loving, is so encouraging, inspirational, motivational, and you take time to speak to everybody, and you say something good to everybody, something positive, no matter what they're going through, no matter what you're walking through. Don't change that. That is making you a better person. That is making you the person that you are intended to be. Okay? Parkinson's wants to make you the person you're not intending to be. I can guarantee you that. It's trying to take everything away from you, make you angry at the world, angry at this. It wants you to sit in the corner and go, why me, why me, why me? Did you ever stop and think, why not you? I know you've said in your life, why me? Why me? God, whether you're talking to God or Buddha or whoever you speak to, if you're going, why me, why me? I'm going to tell you, the God I serve would answer you this, why not you? Because if I gave it to you, there's some good in it. You got to find out where the good's at. You found it already. Personally, I believe you found it. I believe you found where the good's at, because you're doing it. Okay? Keep doing it. Nothing stopped you. You know how many times you could have just said, you know what, man, forget this. Let's just throw in the towel. Let's forget all about this. I ain't got time for this. I'm going to go put them in a home and go live my life. That's not you. You didn't do that. Okay? So that's the point I'm making today with you guys is that it's time to take ownership of you. It's time to believe in you. It's time to believe in what you're doing, the direction you're going in. It's time to accept the fact that I'm gonna have bad days, I'm gonna have good days, but I'm still going to fight the fight. Period. Okay? Because you guys all have. I can look at you right now as you guys came in, and I could be wrong, but I see 3 people in the room right now and ain't having too good of a day. I'm not gonna point at anybody, but I can identify it, and that's fine. You're entitled to that. Okay? But let's have the day. Let's fight hard, and let's go on about the rest of the day, and know that you lived another day to fight that day. That's what it's all about. Okay? Let's go around the room real quick. How you doing? What's going on?
We're going to the Great Festival tomorrow.
Great festival. Get out of the house. Get out of the space. Get out there in the world. Right?
Yep.
Go do your thing, girl. Go have fun. Okay? If anybody gets in your way, tell them to get out of the way. All right? Here comes Mars. You take your gloves with you, just in case you got to use them. You never know. Okay? What about you, Mary? Okay? Now you guys are having this at your house, right? Okay, for 2 days.
Yeah.
15th and the 16th.
Right.
Go ahead and speak on that, sir.
I just want to say that the prints that, I'm going to be selling prints as well as framed art. All the prints have mats and are signed limited editions. They will fit into a 16 by 20 frame, just like that. And if you come by and want one, I'm going to give all of them away for charity. So if you give money to Rocksteady Boxing Lodi, or you give money to Parkinson's Association, or you give money to the Western Neuropathy Association, or anybody that I know that's a nonprofit, or your favorite nonprofit, you get one of these prints. Okay?
Okay. To speak on that, you don't have to do it for Rocksteady Boxing Lodi. He's making a suggestion. You can find one that you favor or heart. You don't think because you come here you have to give. We're going to be okay here. Okay? I'm going to say it again. I serve a God so mighty that I don't worry about anything. You watch what I'm telling you. I didn't even worry about doing this. This wasn't part of my plan in my life. This came to me. And I haven't worried about $1 about it since I've been doing it. Okay? And believe me, and I wasn't in it to be put in Forbes magazine. All right? But I haven't worried about $1 doing it. Everything in the air has been a blessing. Some way, shape, or form. Whether it's been donated, money given, or just in the simple fact that the bill that I wasn't looking for never came. I'm fine with that. Okay? It's lost. Whatever, maybe the mailman did deliver. I don't know. I don't care. What about you, sir? What's happening? What are you doing? You doing something? What? What's that? Rock fighting? We gotta be doing something else. What else are you doing? What's that mean?
He's gonna fight you.
You gonna fight me? Oh boy! Just 3-4 classes and you think you're ready, huh? All right, that's what I want to see right there. Big smile, good job. How about you?
Oh, yesterday we went, I had my eyes checked and I had the drops
Mm-hmm.
and it stayed with me all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't remember it lasting that long before,
Mhm.
but that's what we did yesterday. It took pretty much the
Okay.
afternoon.
Now, were you able to drive after that, or?
I was, but I had to wear the
Dark glasses?
darn things
Yeah.
behind my glasses.
Yeah.
And I went all country. I didn't get on the freeway.
Okay. Okay. Well, good. You guys made it. You're all right.
Yeah.
Good. What about you?
No, honestly, I'm gonna do nothing, and that's gonna make me happy.
Good. Good. I got plenty for you to do next week.
Oh. Okay, I'm going to get new shoes and my gloves this weekend. Other
Good.
than that, then nothing.
They're going to be taking a 6-week boxing boot camp. So we're going to put her through it.
Yep, I need it. I need it.
It's a boxing, but there's some other stuff involved in it too. Okay? Hey, Matt. What's happening? You been busy? Any new cars? No. No? Got to get you some new cars, huh? I've been watching a lot of baseball. Who's your favorite team? The A's?
Wow, you guys
Good
are
job.
both wrong.
Good
You
job,
guys are
good
both
job.
wrong.
What's your favorite team?
The Dodgers.
Dodgers?
Yeah.
Dodgers?
Who?
Ugh.
I'm in the wrong
You're
room.
in the wrong room, you're in the wrong city.
It's all right, I'll wear my Dodgers things to San Francisco or to Oakland, I'm good.
You ain't gonna wear them to Oakland. You might go to San Francisco, you wear them in Oakland, that'd be your last day in Oakland. How about you, Nick?
Yeah.
Nothing? You been watching baseball too, or no?
No, I watch sports.
Uh-huh.
And I'm moving.
You like football?
He's not into sports.
Not into sports.
That's what he said.
Oh, okay.
He laughs at us when we're yelling at the sports. That makes him
Oh, so you laugh at them when they're yelling at the TV? Oh, I bet you that's your fun time, huh? How about you, Gordon?
Just, not a whole, not much going on. You know, I did observe something in a sense that, it's good to see everyone fighting their fight here, like you were talking about individual fights, and to see everybody. It's good because people made comments, you know, about my sons and our fight, but you always find somebody else it's worse off than you are, but also, you also take your eyes off your own issues, and, everybody else has a lot of other problems going on too, so we all have a fight, and it's just how we, I guess, approach it, you know, and you can either, dwell on the negative, but, you know, try to go to the positive, and so, just like, made a comment the other day, we found out what they had, what they have as far as their disease. They finally, we haven't known since, well, 38 years, so we finally found out what it is, what would cause it. I mean, it's a start. You can't attack a problem if you don't know what it is.
That's right.
And so those are a lot of these positive things that come up, and we've been, as you said, we've been blessed. So
Good.
Let me give the speech, but
No, you go for it. So, that's what this is all about, man.
yeah. So anyway, but it's been a really positive thing. This coming here is for them as well as us.
Good.
And Jeannie as well.
Okay.
So and then I'm gonna get beat up on Tuesday too.
No, you're not. He's taking the class too,
Yeah.
boxing boot camp. Just to speak on what you said. When I talked about focusing on your own fighter, he made a point that he's noticing other fighters. I want you to notice that